or less. So let's begin. And Linda, may I have my prop here?
Oh, which one?
Oh, better than a sword.
Oh.
Better than a sword.
Oh, yes, sir.
So the prop,
My
a way
pleasure.
of demonstrating something. This is going to be the formula. So what we have here is, just so everybody can see, is a roll of wrapping paper, a tube with wrapping paper, beautiful roses on it, like fruit of the rose. Everybody see it? Good. Beautiful. Thank you to Linda for supplying this. So this is a beautiful metaphor. Beautiful metaphor, because humans live in a tube, live on the inside of there. What they don't see several things. First of all, they don't really think they're just living inside a tube. They think that this is all there is. So when they're living inside the tube, what do they see?
Limited vision.
Ugly cardboard. Really in a bland kind of ugly cardboard. They don't see the outside, which is this beautiful wrapping. They don't see that their tube, which represents linear reality. Linear reality. They don't see that this tube is wrapped in gift paper. Beautiful gift paper. So they don't really see that life is a gift. It's a beautiful gift for them. Because they're living inside this tube, and you almost have to imagine this tube going on forever and ever, coming from forever and ever, going on forever and ever. Because they're living inside here, they don't see anything in this room. They're trapped in there. And they don't see Pete. They don't see Vince. They don't see Joyce or anybody else. They think that inside the tube is reality. So we're talking before about this formula that has to do with energy, doubt, consciousness, expansion. If you would hold that for a moment. Hold the prop here. So, this is, so here you are in the present moment. Thank you.
A little more room.
Living within that tube. Going into your experience. And the experience that ultimately gives you wisdom. So here you are, and the next part of the equation has to do with choice. You make a choice. We relate this back to our discussion last month of how all this works, how energy is affecting everything. So you make a choice. And let's say the choice is to expand your reality. So now that choice immediately starts drawing in energies from all over to support it. So theoretically, your tube, here you are in your tube. Theoretically, in your tube, it should start now expanding, growing bigger, and ultimately dissolving. The whole tube dissolves away. So starting here and then just getting bigger and bigger, because you've made, let's say, the choice to expand your consciousness and awareness. Now, if you notice here that in this drawing is contrary to typical perspective. In other words, as you go along in your experience, it's opening up and eventually dissolves. Typically, in perspective, as you go on your journey, and it creates a distant end point, or really an infinity point that keeps going. So here you're going along on your journey by choice, drawing in energy, and eventually expanding. Now, the question came in about doubt. What happens with doubt? Doubt is naturally suppresses or pushes away the energies that are supposed to be moving in. So doubt will decrease the level of energy that's supporting the choice that would eventually give you more experience and wisdom. So it's basically like the formula would be present moment plus choice equals expansion, but when you put equals energy and then expansion. But when doubt comes in, it has a way of taking the energy out of the equation or suppressing it to the point that you're never really going to have that expansion, or the expansion just goes along in this linear tube, and you're not really expanding, you just continue traveling along here. So, dear friends, the point is, doubt has a significant influence on the energies that are coming in. The doubt comes from you, it doesn't come from anywhere else. So in this year also, take a deep breath and take a look at your doubt. Take a look at what it's doing with the energies, how it's keeping you in a tube, a linear tube. When you release the doubt, you're going to attract a lot more energy. Energy that is simpler, easier, more efficient. Doubt will actually, I forgot one important point in here. In this whole analogy, this tube, I have to get a new sheet here. In this whole analogy, the tube that you have is existing within time and space. So time and space make this tube the reality. And it keeps it held in there, keeps you held in there. So as you attract more and more energies with less and less doubt, it will start blowing away the whole concept of time and space. Time and space are brilliant creations up to a point. There comes a point when you get off of them. You, as I said before, you start looking into the layers and levels, and suddenly you're not using time and space as the measurement devices and as the devices that hold you into this reality. You start expanding out of them. Doubt will put time and space, the time and space equation, back into your reality. Doubt gets you right back into time and space. And we'll continue our discussion in our next gathering about time and space, how they serve you, and also why it really doesn't serve you anymore. Time and space are going to be, it sounds romantic to get beyond them. It's actually a little bit frightening. It's a matter of fact, can be terrifying to go beyond time and space, because suddenly your tube, that's when you hold up the tube, suddenly the tube doesn't exist anymore. Or the tube no longer has the characteristics that you've always thought it has from looking within. Suddenly, it's expanding. Suddenly, it's not on a linear path, it's flowing in a lot of different ways. Suddenly, you're not bound to or contracted into this reality like you were before. It's one of the things that the Ascended Masters had a particular difficult time with, no pun intended, but they had difficulty with this whole concept of going beyond time and space. So you want more consciousness, you want more energy, and all the rest of these things, but they are not going to fit into this tube. This tube is defined by time and space and a certain energy equation. We're going to go beyond that, and please save this. This is we'll continue to use
Oh, I
this.
should save my tube of paper? Okay.
Absolutely, it's a gift. It's gift wrapping. It's gift wrapping. So we'll continue to go beyond, but I do want to do, in our first session in 2012, I do want to do a dream walk.